Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel. Today's episode of the Blue Beetle is entitled Rounding Up the Payroll Bandits. The police department of York City, facing a general shakeup because of pressure from prosperous and influential businessmen who have suffered financial loss from a series of payroll robberies, has taken a vow not to rest until the last payroll bandit is behind bars. As our story opens, Patrolman Dan Garrett, who secretly operates as the Blue Beetle, is discussing the matter with his friend and confidant, Dr. Franz, the chemist.
Police commissioner has offered a week's leave of absence and a promotion. The man who rounds up these payroll bandits.
Well, where are you going to spend your leave of absence, Danny?
I wish the commissioner had as much faith in my ability as you have, Doc.
Oh, I think he has, Danny. You certainly emulate the Northwest Mounties. You always get your man.
Yes, but as the Blue Beetle, not as Patrolman Dan Garrett.
Too bad you couldn't run down a few criminals as Dan Garrett and get a promotion.
I'm not interested in promotion, Doc. I prefer to work secretly as the Blue Beetle.
I know. Well, that's your life ambition. You're old enough to know your own mind.
What's the morning paper say about the Wesson payroll robbery?
Oh, just a moment. It's right here on the front page. Yes, here it is. Wesson Company payroll robbery believed by police to be inside job. Police Commissioner Donnelly issued statement to the Perez as follows. After thorough investigation of several recent payroll robberies, we are convinced that in each case the job was engineered from inside.
I agree with the commissioner that it's an inside job, but I also believe there's a mastermind planning each robbery in advance.
The fact that each robbery has been so perfectly planned and executed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, someone out in front in the store. I'll see who it is.
Good morning, Dr. Brown.
Oh, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Jarvis.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Yes, lovely.
The trees are so green and the flowers in the park so bright and colorful.
Well, I haven't been out in the park so far this spring.
You should go, Doctor. It would do you good to get out in the sun. But this apothecary shop is rather dark, isn't it?
Yes, it is, rather. But I spend a lot of time in my laboratory.
Ah, yes. You're a very capable chemist, I've heard. Have developed some rather interesting and effective formulas.
Well, I'm constantly experimenting.
Yes, and so am I. You work with chemicals. I work with men.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Jarvis, how is the mission you founded working out?
Splendidly. The Reverend Morehouse is doing a remarkable job of rehabilitating the derelicts who wander in.
I understand you get jobs for them. Help them to get on their feet if they show any aptitude at all.
Yes, I have helped some of them. That's what we're here for, to help one another. Well, I just dropped in for a bag of gumdrops. Always like to have some gumdrops in my pocket. The children, you know.
Yes. Youngsters are fond of them, aren't they? How many?
Oh, about 10 cents worth, I'd say. A few at a time. They stay fresher that way.
Yes, indeed. Here you are.
Thank you. And here's your money. I'm sorry I've taken up so much of your time. Goodbye, Doctor.
Good day, Mr. Jarvis.
That was Jarvis, the philanthropist, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Funny old codger.
Yes, but he's doing a wonderful job with the unfortunates he attracts to his East Side mission. He even goes out to the penitentiary and meets criminals when they are released. He finds jobs for them.
Must have money and influence.
Yes, he apparently has.
Well, gotta get going. Mike Manigan's probably waiting for me at headquarters.
What are you going to do about these robberies, Danny?
I'm going to ask the commissioner for a special assignment to run down these payroll bandits. So long, Doc.
Goodbye, Danny, and good luck. Good luck. come to order. Now, Benny, take a look outside and make sure nobody's listening at that door.
All clear here, Slick.
Okay. Now listen closely, all of you, so I won't have to repeat the instructions. The armored truck bringing the payroll of the Apex department store is due at 12 noon sharp. Benny there will be one of the guards in it. You better beat it now, Benny. You go on duty at 9.
Okay, boss.
And remember, when you shoot into the side of the building. I don't want any of our boys hurt.
Sure thing, boss.
If anything delays you, call me. I'll be taking Apex employees out to lunch right next to the loading ramp.
All right, boss.
Luigi,
Sure, boss.
you'll have your flour wagon at the curb near the Apex loading ramp.
That's the right, boss.
And be sure your Tommy gun is well hidden under the flour box.
Yes, boss.
You know what to do when the time comes.
Sure, boss. Dead the man to make it a poor witnesses.
Right. Joe,
Yes.
you and Eddie will have the car with the motor running. Across the street, headed toward the river.
Right. Okay.
Oh, Chink, you and Blackie will be on the loading platform. As soon as the bags are dropped there, pick them up and make a dash for the car.
Yeah, okay, boss.
Oh, Sailor,
Yep.
you'll be ready with the speedboat to put a canal straight.
Aye, sir.
Well, that takes care of everybody but you, Rankin. Now, let's see. The liquor store where you work is around the block from the Apex department store.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, here's what you do. At 10 minutes of 12, you'll be fussing around with some bottles in the show window. And at 5 minutes of 12, make sure that one of the bottles slips and smashes the window. That'll set off the burglar alarm and attract the cops on the beat to that particular spot. You got it?
Right.
That'll leave the coast clear for us. Everything clear to you, boys?
Yeah, boss. Okay, boss.
All right. Now, set your watches and get going. And remember, if anybody slips up, it's going to be just too bad for that guy. There's $100,000 in the Apex payroll, and DJ wants that dough.
Do you see that armored truck ahead of us, Danny?
Yes, Mike.
Well, I'd like to own the money they're carrying.
Maybe the truck's empty.
No, they're carrying the Apex payroll.
Oh, how do you know?
Yeah, because Apex pays off today.
Hey, perhaps we ought to follow it, just in case.
Yeah, that'd be a feather in our cap if we could capture the payroll bandits right in the act.
Yes, but that wouldn't get the man higher up. The mastermind of the racket.
And I don't believe there's any mastermind.
I do. These robberies are too well planned.
Well, just the same, I'd like to be in on the job when the law catches up with them.
And the truck's pulling into the Apex loading platform. Why don't you pull in here, Mike? I want to go in that cigar store and phone Charlie Storm at the Sun for some information.
Okay, you go phone. I'll cruise around the block and pick you up.
What time is it, Mike?
It's 5 minutes to 12.
I can probably catch him before he goes to lunch.
Okay, Danny. I'll be around in 5 minutes.
Hello, son. Give me Charlie Storm. Hello, Charlie. Oh, this is Dan. Dan Garrett. Yeah. Say, what do you know about a philanthropist by the name of... Never mind, Charlie. I'll call you later. Goodbye.
Hey, what's the matter?
Hey, what happened?
Well, it looks like another payroll robbery. Apex department store.
Wonder where Manigan is.
Look, officer, that car. There's some of them now. Yeah, that man clinging to the running board with the black bag. He's one of the bandits.
I'll take a shot at them.
Careful, don't see you. Don't hit the radio. Look at that. Just got him. Good shooting. Yeah, he picked that man right off the running board. Look, he's lying in the street there. Come on, let's go.
Stand back, everybody. Give me room. Got him through the lung. Get some water, somebody. Is there a doctor here? Yes, I'm the doctor. You got a stimulant there? Yes. Here it is. Well, give him some. It may revive him.
My girl. She's alone now.
Come on, take it easy, mister.
I'm through. I tried to go straight, but B.J.
Who's B.J.?
B.J. Benjamin Well, he's gone, officer. This man is dead.
Who is BJ? What is the last name of the arch criminal who rules this gang of underworld characters and whose first name is Benjamin? Can Dan Garrett pick up the trail and, as the Blue Beetle sweeps down upon these murderous bandits and bring them to justice? These questions will be answered in the next episode of The Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is a copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspaper. And don't forget to listen in to The Blue Beetle. Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel. Today's episode of The Blue Beetle is the second part of the story entitled Rounding Up the Payroll Bandits. Those of you who heard the first part of the story on a previous broadcast will remember that Patrolman Dan Garrett, who is secretly the Blue Beetle, was talking to Charlie Storm of the York City Sun on the telephone when his conversation was interrupted by some shots outside the cigar store from which he had been phoning. Rushing out of the store, he shot one of the payroll bandits. The bandit's dying words were, "I'm through. I tried to go straight, but BJ," and that was all, except his final gasp, "BJ is Benjamin," and then he expired. As our story opens today, Dan Garrett is in the little apothecary shop of his friend and confidant, Dr. Franz, discussing the case with him.
What makes you so suspicious of Mr. Jarvis, the philanthropist, Danny?
His first name is Benjamin, isn't it?
Yes, but that may only be a coincidence. After all, he's a respected man in the community. He established the East Side Mission for down and outers.
I know, but I've got a hunch he doesn't do it from philanthropic motives. His voice is too oily, too pleasant.
Well, you're probably more sensitive to such things than I am.
Perhaps.
Whoever planned that robbery certainly planned well. You were the only policeman on the job, weren't you?
Yes, and I'd have been with Manigan if I hadn't dropped in to phone Charlie Storm.
Now, how much did the robbers get away with?
About $50,000.
It was about that same amount in the bag you saved by shooting one of the robbers.
Yes.
Someone in the store. I'll see you.
Why?
Is Patrolman Dan Garrett here?
Why, yes, I'm Dan Garrett.
You shot my father, didn't you?
Your father?
He was
Why-
one of the payroll bandits.
Oh, I see. You're Blackie Blackburn's daughter.
Yes, and you killed him.
But it was in line of duty. Your father
Yes,
was...
I know. But I'm all alone now, and you've got to protect me. I'm so scared. They'll do something to me.
Who'll do something to you?
The gang my father was in with. Slick Thomas and BJ.
BJ. Who is BJ?
Well, I'm not sure, but I believe that he... Oh,
Oh, she's fainted, Doctor.
Yes. Just a minute. I'll get something. Oh, here. Here. Now let me hold this ammonia salt under her nose. There.
What happened? Where am I?
Oh, you're all right, my dear. All right. You just fainted, that's all.
Oh, yes. I guess it was the excitement and the fear of those men. They got my father into trouble. He was trying to go straight, but they wouldn't let him.
Suppose you try to keep calm and tell me all about it. You're safe here.
Well, when my father got out of the penitentiary, I went up to meet him. But there was someone else there, with a car. A man father called B.J.
Did you meet B.J.?
No, but I saw him.
What did this B.J. look like?
Oh, he was about 60, I'd say. Rather portly, iron gray hair.
Doc, that sounds very much like your philanthropist friend, Benjamin Jarvis.
But it proves nothing.
That's true, but there's enough smoke to make me think there's a fire somewhere. Look, Miss Blackburn, you run along home.
Oh, but I have no home, now that my father...
Have you any folks, Miss Blackburn?
Call me Julie.
Well, very well. Julie, where's your mother?
I don't know where my mother is. She left father years ago. You see, I really haven't anybody. Dr. Franz, why couldn't I stay here and keep house for you?
Well, I'm afraid that wouldn't work out. The proprieties and...
Oh, look out!
Okay, get the hands up covering you too, Doc. We've come for the girl. You won't get the girl, but you'll get this. You asked for it, copper. That'll keep you quiet, copper. Shut up, kid, or I'll wrap you on the beam, too. Back up to the wall, Doc. I don't want to mess up your place, but we came for the girl, and we're going to get...
If you think you can get away with such high-handed business as this, you're mistaken.
Oh, yeah? Try and stop it. Hey, Benny, get up. Come on, get up, get up. Let's scram with the dame. What happened? The copper stopped you, and I beat you with my gat. He's out like a light. Come on. What do we do? Take the girl and scram. Let's take them all. B.J. will decide what to do with them. Okay. You tie up the cop while I tie up the girl.
You take your hands off me or I'll scream out.
Release that girl.
Says who? He's got something in his hand.
Yes, the chemical's so strong that if I hit you with this ampule, it will break, and the contents will burn you to a cinder in 10 seconds.
Ah, he's bluffing. No, he ain't. Doc Franz knows his business, I heard.
Stay fast, gentlemen. Better drop those guns or
Okay, okay, all right.
Now, gentlemen, back against the wall.
Yeah.
While I phone to Benjamin Jarvis and tell B.J. I have 2 of his rescued souls here in my apothecary shop.
Oh, no. No, Doc. Hey, listen. Turn us over to the police, Doc, but don't tell B.J. Keep up us all.
Just what I wanted to find out. Julie,
Yes, Dr. Franz.
telephone the police department and tell them to send the patrol wagon over here for a pair of B.J. studs.
Honestly, Doc, I'm ashamed of myself. Me, a policeman, letting 2 thugs get the better of me while...
Don't worry, Danny boy. What's a little setback like that? You've proven your mettle many times, both as Dan Garrett and as the Blue Beetle.
Yes, I know, but in front of Julie
I
and...
understand, Danny, I understand. But what are you going to do about B.J.?
The Blue Beetle is going to do a little flying and a little bluffing.
Where to?
The East Side Mission.
We still haven't any proof that this B.J. and the philanthropist Benjamin Jarvis are the same individual.
I have a hunch. When Benjamin Jarvis is confronted by the Blue Beetle, he'll let something slip that can be used as evidence.
But what about witnesses?
I'd like to borrow that portable sound recording device of yours.
Oh, I have a better suggestion.
What's that, Doc?
Call me on your portable wireless phone just before you make your appearance, and I'll record everything here.
Oh, that's a great idea. Well, the Blue Beetle's going to church, but he won't hear a sermon.
He may provide a text for one.
Yes, a true one. Be sure your sins will find you out.
Hello?
Hello, Doc. I'm at the back door of the mission. Can you hear me?
Yes, Danny. Perfectly.
All set with your recording machine?
Yes, I started it the minute the phone rang. It's all connected up.
Good. I'm all ready. I'm leaving the switch open on my portable wireless telephone. You should get everything that happens from now on.
Go ahead, Danny, but be careful.
Don't worry, Doc. Here I go.
My son, we are honored tonight by having with us the great-hearted soul who made this mission possible. A man who has fed you and clothed you. A man who has found you work when you were jobless, picked you up when you were fallen, helped you to regain your place in society. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear from your benefactor and friend, Benjamin Jarvis. Oh, but first, let us sing one verse of hymn 27, Rescue the Perishing. Yes, the Blue Beetle. What does this mean? Who are you who dares interrupt our service? Why, this is an outrage. Who is this masquerader?
I'm sorry, Reverend Morehouse, to interrupt your services in this manner. But I'm sure you're unaware of this man's real purpose in supporting this mission.
What do you mean?
He's an impostor, a hypocrite.
Here, some of you men, grab this man and hold him while
Stay where you are, everybody. Benjamin Jarvis, alias BJ, your game is up. Benny and Eddie are in the custody of the police. They confess everything this afternoon.
Why, those dirty crooks, so they spilled...
Yes, they spilled the beans, as you were about to say.
Well, they won't get away with it, and neither will you. I'll put down that gun, Mr. Top. Firearms have no place in it. He shot himself. Jarvis has committed suicide. And may the Lord have mercy on his soul.
Well, Denny, you were right. Yes, luckily. What about those other men that Jarvis placed in positions of trust throughout the city to help him in his nefarious schemes?
Reverend Morehouse has their names. He'll talk with them and try to really put them on the right track again. He's confident he can make them go straight. You see, Jarvis threatened to send them back to jail if they didn't do what he wanted them to do. He'd have framed them.
Yes, he was a bad man. But he's gone now.
And his payroll racket is smashed.
Yes, thanks to you and the Blue Beetle.
The moral of this story is never play the hypocrite like Ben Jarvis, for if you do, you will be found out. And thanks to the Blue Beetle, the businessmen of the city have been freed from the menace of the hypocritical BJ and his payroll bandits. What new adventures await the Blue Beetle in his crusade against crime? This question will be answered in the next episode of the Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is a copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspaper. And don't forget to listen in to the Blue Beetle.
Alright, that's the end of our first episode. We'll get to the second part in 5 minutes. Until then, do whatever you want for the next 5 minutes. Unless it's illegal, then don't do it. Blue Beetle will find you. Alright, this marks the end of the 5-minute break. Here comes part 2. Woo!
The Blue Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld to smash gangland comes
The mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel.
Today's episode of the Blue Beetle is entitled Crime Incorporated. The great metropolis of York City has begun to raise its head in pride again as racket after racket has been smashed. The Blue Beetle has done a notable job in bringing criminals to justice or driving them to cover. His name has become a byword in the mouths of the just as well as the unjust. But word has leaked through to the authorities that big-shot racketeers from other large cities are on their way to York City. Their purpose? To form a crime syndicate. As our story opens, Patrolman Dan Garrett is discussing the report with his friend and confidant, Dr. Franz the chemist.
What do you figure is the purpose, Danny, of this meeting of the overlords of crime? Do you think they really intend to form a crime syndicate?
Perhaps.
Well, what can their object be?
Oh, greater organization, exchange of ideas and personnel, better and more efficient use of specialists in crime.
It sounds just like organizing a legitimate business.
Yeah.
But can't the authorities do something about this crime syndicate?
I've just been thinking. If I could somehow get into one of their meetings, I might get some evidence.
But how could you do that?
I could disguise myself, visit one of their known hangouts, and scrape up an acquaintance with one of the big shots.
That would be mighty dangerous, Danny.
Danger's my middle name, Doc.
I'll answer it, Danny. Hello? Yes? Oh, yes, he's here. Just a minute. It's for you, Danny. It's Charlie Storm of the Sun.
Hello? Yes, Charlie. What? Rondo's Cafe. Yes? Yes, that's a great idea. Sure, I'll meet you there about 10 tonight. Fine. Yeah, I'll be there. Goodbye.
Good news, Danny?
Charlie wants me to meet him in Rondo's Cafe about 10 tonight. Made up as a slick racketeer.
What's your plan?
I'll tell you later, Doc. I'm going over to my place and change my clothes. So long.
Hey, Rocky. I wonder what Frankie Capetta's got up his sleeve. Asking us to come on here for a meeting.
I don't know. He's a slick one, though. He ain't never had the finger put on him in any of these rackets. Not even by the Blue Beetle.
Well, we'll know tonight as soon as St. Louis Joe gets in.
Hey, there's Frankie now.
Where?
There he is, going over to the table where those two guys are sitting.
Oh, yeah, I see him.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, one of them guys is a husky-looking boy.
Yeah. The other ain't no bigger than a pint of peanuts.
Let's mosey over and get an earful.
Okay, let's go. What's the matter, big boy? You're not drinking. I'm in training. For what? Wrestling. If you're a wrestler, I'm the king of Siam. Well, I was a wrestler before they put me in stir. When did you get out? A while back. How come they got you? You look too smart for that. Took the rap for a pal. He had TB and his mother was old. So I took the rap for him. Is this the guy here? No. Charlie here works in a bank. He's a teller. What have you been doing since you got out? I was doing some odd jobs for Mr. Jarvis till the law caught up with him and he killed himself. Now he ain't got nothing.
Hello, Frankie.
Oh, hello, Ron. Hello, Rocky. Hello. Sit down. I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay.
So you were working for BJ, big boy. That's right. How would you like to work for me?
As a wrestler?
Well, yes, sort of.
Are you a promoter?
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, you certainly promoted a lot of things in your day, Frankie.
Yeah, made a success of it. What would I have to do? Wear a masquerade costume.
Wrestlers don't wear
Mine do. Now look, I'll bet you could tie the ordinary citizen up in knots, couldn't you?
Well, I'm pretty strong.
How strong?
How's this? I'll pick up one of your friends here in this hand and the other one in this, and knock their heads together like this. No guy can do that to me. Me neither.
Put away those Roscoes, boys. The kid's good. Just what we want. What's your name?
Strangler Van Orden.
Well, Strangler, are you agile?
Well, I can run 100 yards in 9 seconds flat and jump 6 feet 9.
Well, he's good if he can do it.
I can do it, okay.
Did you ever hear of the Blue Beetle?
Did I ever hear of it? Say, that's the guy that got BJ.
That's right. Well, how'd you like to masquerade as the Blue Beetle?
But I thought you wanted me to wrestle somebody.
He thought you wanted him to wrestle somebody, Frankie. Quiet, Rocky. I might at that. Now look, big boy. If you work for BJ, you can work for me. There's plenty of dough in it. More than wrestling.
Hey, what about my pal here? He worked for BJ, too. He got him his job in the bank, huh?
Sorry, he's too little. He won't fit in with the others like you will. I need husky men. Maybe later I can use him, but this is something special.
Okay. When do I start?
Tomorrow night. Come upstairs with me and I'll give you your instructions and your Blue Beetle costume. We're going to give this city a very interesting masquerade party.
So, that's the Blue Beetle costume you're supposed to wear in your new job.
Yep. Pretty good imitation, isn't it?
Not bad. Metal chain armor, all right. But it isn't flexible as silk. And I doubt if it's stronger than steel, like your real Blue Beetle armor.
No, and the midget antenna on the helmet's a fake.
I wonder what Capetto's idea is. Did he give you any hint last night?
No, just said he was going to give the city a real masquerade party. Told me to report at this address and ask for Slick.
Who's Slick?
I don't know yet. But I believe he's Capetto's agent.
Well, what about this big meeting of the crime lords? It's supposed to mean the incorporation of a nationwide crime syndicate.
Well, that's tonight. I'm supposed to meet the kingpins at that time to pass inspection. I've met 2 of them already.
Well, which costume are you going to wear?
The real Blue Beetle costume, of course.
Well, I'll have all your equipment ready for you. What's that about the Blue Beetle?
Wait a minute, I'll get a paper.
Read all about it. Paper, mister?
Yeah.
Yeah, mister. Looks like the Blue Beetle's a real crook after all, huh?
That's so? According to this headline, you're right. Here you are, son.
Thanks, mister. Thanks, read all about it.
What is it, Danny?
According to this newspaper, I just robbed the First National Bank.
But that's impossible.
It says here that the First National Bank was robbed shortly after closing this afternoon. A gang of masked men with sawed-off shotguns, led by the Blue Beetle, overpowered the guards and escaped with over $100,000 in cash and negotiable bonds. It was believed the robbery was engineered from inside.
Somebody's trying to discredit you, Danny.
Yeah.
Someone out front in the apothecary shop. I'll see who it is.
Oh, hello, Doc.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Danny. Say, have you heard the latest news?
About the Blue Beetle?
Yeah, he's kidnapped the police commissioner's daughter.
What?
Yeah, about an hour ago. Every man on the force has been ordered out on patrol duty. Hey, what's that?
Huh? Oh, well, that's a Blue Beetle costume, Manigan.
Don't tell me, Danny, that you're the Blue Beetle.
Danny's playing a dangerous game, Manigan. He's been hired by Frankie Capetto to masquerade as the Blue Beetle. That's the costume he's supposed to wear.
Oh, boy. Oh, you had me hard taking me breath for a minute. It'd be like arresting me own brother, Danny, if I had to take you in as the Blue Beetle.
Don't worry, Manigan. I don't think you'll ever take me as the real Blue Beetle.
I'll take it. Hello? Yes. Who? Oh, yes, he's here. Just a minute. Danny, it's for you.
Thanks, Doc.
Hello? Oh, hello, Charlie. What's that? Bombed the mayor's office? Say, what is this? Yeah? Oh, he is. Yeah, well, I'll have to take that chance. Yeah, thanks for warning me, Charlie. Goodbye. Well, what's the dope, Danny? Charlie Storm says a bomb was exploded in the mayor's office just after the Blue Beetle was seen leaving the courthouse in a fast car. Anybody hurt? Fortunately, the office was empty. Well, say, how many Blue Beetles are there? Too many. Well, what are you going to do, Danny? Eliminate some of them. Yeah, but, Danny, how will I tell the difference between you and the real Blue Beetle if I run into any of them? I don't want to shoot. Shoot to kill at any of them. Unless they call you Mike.
What a situation for the real Blue Beetle to face. 3 crooked Blue Beetles already, and probably more to come. Will the real Blue Beetle be unmasked and his identity disclosed to everybody? Can he hope to overcome the machinations of the overlords of the underworld? These questions will be answered in the next episode of The Blue Beetle. Beetle is a copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspaper. And don't forget to listen in to The Blue Beetle. Sweeping down upon the underworld, smash gangland, comes the mysterious, all-powerful character who is a problem to the police, but a crusader for law. In reality, Dan Garrett, a rookie patrolman, loved by everyone, but suspected by none of being the Blue Beetle. As the Blue Beetle, he hides behind a strange mask and a suit of impenetrable blue chain armor, flexible as silk, but stronger than steel. Today's episode of The Blue Beetle is the second part of a story entitled Crime Incorporated. In the first part of this story, crime overlords of various cities have gathered in York City to organize crime on a nationwide basis. Patrolman Dan Garrett, through a clever disguise, has convinced Frankie Capetto, the ringleader of the gang, that he would be an asset to the crime ring. Hired by Capetto, he has been given a Blue Beetle costume in order to report to a man named Slick. Meanwhile, underworld characters masquerading in Blue Beetle costumes have committed several crimes throughout the city. The First National Bank has been robbed. Commissioner Donnelly's daughter has been kidnapped, and the mayor's office has been bombed. As our story opens, a meeting of Crime Incorporated is in session.
Well, boys, the first part of our plan is underway. The city officials are scared. Our next move is to terrorize the citizens themselves.
How?
The guy I hired last night, Strangler Van Norden, he calls himself, says he's a wrestler.
He's husky enough to be one.
Yeah, but he ain't fooling me. He's got brains.
What are you going to use it for?
Hold up.
Can he shoot?
I don't know, and I don't care. He won't use a gun.
But how do you expect
He'll just come up in back of a guy in the dark, give him the old hugger-mugger with his arm around his neck, rob him, and let him drop.
That's swell. No noise or nothing.
That's right. Once he gets started, the citizens will demand the crime cleanup.
Well, what about the real Blue Beetle?
Well, I figure he'll fall into our net as soon as he hears about all these fake Blue Beetles. Once we get him out of the way, we're all set. We'll organize this town, then move on to other big cities. Now, each of you specialists will head your own racket, but the take will be pooled. Every so often, the syndicate will declare a dividend.
That's a swell idea.
Great.
I hope it works.
Yeah?
All the Blue Beetles are here.
What about Strangler Van Norden?
He's in the outer office.
Hold the others and send in Van Norden.
Okay. Well, listen, Frankie.
Yeah?
No one by the name of Van Norden ever worked for BJ.
You're sure?
Positive.
Okay, send in the Strangler and we'll unmask him.
What's the lowdown?
This wrestler's a fake.
You mean he's a dick?
I don't know, but we'll soon find out.
Here's the Strangler.
Oh, come in, Van Norden. You've met some of these gentlemen before?
Yes, I have.
Say, you look swell in your Blue Beetle costume.
Thanks.
It's a very good fit, too. By the way, just what sort of work did you do for the late B.J.?
Well,
Never mind. I won't pry into your past. I'll let somebody else do that.
Yeah, Frankie?
Come in and bring the other Blue Beetles with you.
Okay.
Mr. Strangler Van Norden, I want you to meet B.J.'s former chief of staff, Slick Thomas. He says you never worked for B.J. Oh, come in, boys. Hey, Slick.
Yes, Frankie?
Strip the mask from the Strangler's face.
Okay. Grab him, boys.
No, you don't.
There's one Blue Beetle left. Two Blue Beetles left. And now for... Look out when I plug him.
Wait a minute. Not here. Slick. Unmask him.
There. Well, I'll be...
You know him?
Sure.
Who is he?
The copper, Dan Garrett.
Dan Garrett. A copper.
Hey, what do you think, Capello? Let me plug him.
Now, put up your gun. We don't want any shooting around here.
What'll I do with him, Frankie?
Examine his costume.
Looks like one of ours.
How about the midget antenna in his helmet?
Just a minute. It's a fake. It ain't connected with anything.
Search him. You find anything?
Nothing.
No magic ray or flashlight or master keys?
Nothing, Frankie.
Then he isn't a real Blue Beetle.
Just a dumb copper.
No, not so dumb.
What'll I do with him?
Throw some water on him. We'll take him out to Hangman's Island where we've got the girl.
Hey, it's a cop. Frankie, I should have stayed on guard. Hey, how do we get out of here? We'll blast our way out.
Hey, quick. This way, everybody. Through this panel. There's a secret stairway to the roof.
Okay, here we go. But first, here's one for the copper on the floor there. His next costume will be a white robe and a harp.
There you are, Danny. All bandaged up.
Thanks, Doc.
A little more to the right, and that thug's bullet would have put an end to the career of Patrolman Dan Garrett.
And the Blue Beetle.
Why didn't you wear the real Blue Beetle costume and mask and take along the magic ray and other things?
I was out after information. I figured there was no sense in the Blue Beetle's nipping until I knew more about the plans of Crime Incorporated.
And what did you find out?
Well, from what I heard as I was regaining consciousness after being hit on the head with a chair, Mary Donnelly is being held captive out at Hangman's Island.
When are you going out there?
Right away.
But you're wounded.
Oh, a little thing like that won't stop the real Blue Beetle. It's only a flesh wound.
But you're going as the real Blue Beetle this time, I hope.
You bet. And I'd like to take along that electric ray pistol if it's ready.
It's all ready, Danny.
Fine, Doc. Now, as soon as I get into my Blue Beetle costume, I'm off to Hangman's Island. Tonight, the Blue Beetle will sting as well as nip. So, Miss Donnelly, you refuse to sign this ransom note to your father.
I certainly do.
And I'm afraid he'll never see you again.
You can't frighten me. You'd never dare harm me. My father
You've
would...
been reading the wrong kind of literature, Miss Donnelly.
What do you mean?
You've been reading old-fashioned romances where the brave and the true survive and the wicked perish.
My father will have every policeman on the force out searching for me.
But you'll never be found alive.
You let me out of here. Let me out of here or I'll scratch your eyes out.
Easy, or I'll have you tied up again.
You'll be sorry for this.
Now, why don't you sign this note, huh? Your father can raise $50,000, and as soon as we have the money, you'll be free.
I'll never sign it. Never.
And I'm afraid you'll die of starvation in this cell, unless your father's men get too close on our heels. In which case, I'll set fire to the powder magazine in the room next to yours and blow this whole place to kingdom come. Hey, what's that noise? The Blue Beetle, and he's going to nip.
Help, Blue Beetle, help. Help, I'm locked in the cell here.
Beat it, Blue Beetle.
Don't try to hijack me. I'll wipe you out and throw your body in the river.
Not this Blue Beetle.
Slick, Joe, Rod.
Call them all, and call your fake Blue Beetles. I'll take them all on.
Come on, Whitey. What's the matter?
One of the Blue Beetles gone haywire. He's holding up the pedal.
I'm more down.
Stand back, all of you, or I'll shoot.
Some of you Blue Beetles there. You're wearing chain armor.
Rush him.
Okay,
Go on. We'll get him, Will.
What kind of a gun is that? I'm going to be shooting blanks at him.
Now I'll shoot, Rocky, and it won't be blank. Now, stand back, all of you. Pedro, give me the key to Miss Donnelly's cell.
Try and get it. Here, take the key. Take the key. Take all of them.
Now, all of you, get over against the wall. Are you all right, Miss Donnelly?
Just about. Thank heavens you came when you did. That fiend there was going to blow me up.
Blow you up?
Yes, you see, the powder magazine is in that room next to this cell here.
That's an idea. Here, take the keys and see if one of them will open that door.
All right. It's unlocked.
Slip the bolt. Now, open the door.
Hey, what are you going to do?
Blow up this hideout. Quiet. Or I'll blast you again with my gun. Here. I'll crack open this keg of gunpowder. There we are. Now, Miss Donnelly, go up those stairs there as fast as you can.
But what about you, Blue Beetle?
I'll follow you, leaving a trail of gunpowder as I go. If any of these crooks move, I'll set fire to the trail and blow them all off the map. Here we go.
Hey, Frankie, the money. It's up there. One more shot can't do no harm. Hey, look out. The Blue Beetle set fire to the gunpowder trail. Come on, let's get out of here.
Well, Danny, the Blue Beetle certainly wiped out one rat nest.
Yes, and a lot of fake Blue Beetles with it. I meant to give them an even chance with the law when we got outside. But when I gave Rocky another burn with a ray gun, it ignited the powder trail.
You and Miss Donnelly were lucky to escape with your lives.
Yes. As soon as I got her back to the mainland, I sent her home in a taxi.
Well, you'd better turn in.
Yes, I guess I will, Doc. After this adventure, I'll be seeing Blue Beetles in my sleep.
And so the real Blue Beetle cleaned up a lot of fake Blue Beetles and smashed a nationwide crime ring before it had a chance to incorporate. The moral of this story is that no matter what the odds, good will triumph over evil. Might is not right, but right is might. Further adventures of the Blue Beetle will be presented in the next episode of The Blue Beetle. Beetle is a copyrighted Fox feature appearing in Mystery Men Comics magazine and the Blue Beetle magazine. The Blue Beetle is on the air twice a week on this same station. Consult the broadcast schedule in your local newspaper. And don't forget to listen in to The Blue Beetle.